Well, windy good morning. Welcome to the Lead Recreational Fields on the campus of Iowa State University in Ames, Iowa, home of the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Austin Oliver, I'm Andy Pollack. In just a moment, we'll have the matchup between the St. Albert Saints, the visitors on the scoreboard today, and the Denver Cyclones, coming off a state runner-up appearance a year ago. It is a semifinals for the state soccer tournament on a beautiful, windy day, a Chamber of Commerce type day. Literally not a cloud in the sky, a far cry from what we had yesterday, and we will talk about that quite a bit as we go throughout the stream this morning. Austin Oliver, let's talk a little bit about how these teams both made it to state. First of all, the visiting team on the scoreboard today, the Saints from Council Bluffs, St. Albert.
Yeah, Saints had their regional tournament was Logan Magnolia. They beat them 10-0. Missouri Valley and then MOC Floyd Valley with a 10-0 win as all. So they pretty much just romped their way through their road to state and on their way to this semifinal. Following that up with Denver Cyclones, their regional tournament. It was MFL Marmac 8-0, New Hampton 11-0, and then Solon, they just barely eked that out with a 1-0 win. So a lot of goals being scored at this 1A level. We can see that in the point totals on both sides. Got some big goal scorers. So we're going to see some big offensive numbers here today. The big story, and we'll talk about it throughout the course of the morning, about how St. Albert got to this point with a huge comeback victory on Monday morning. That was very big over Des Moines Christian. It was with exactly 10 minutes and 59 seconds on the scoreboard. They trailed 2-0, and Ellie Larmy and Stella Sims, a couple freshmen, each scored a couple goals apiece, and that led St. Albert to their first win ever in 11 trips to the state soccer tournament here. A little bit different story for Denver, whereas Addison Shepard, and she is their leading scorer. She's got 36 goals on the season for Denver, and she scored a hat trick in that one. Grace Mullihan had 4 assists in that and a goal as well. And Denver undefeated on the year. They've got 3 ties, and 2 of those are to a team playing right behind us right now, Applington Parkersburg, and the other one is, I believe, I was thinking they tied Hudson, but no, they beat Hudson twice. They tied with Pella. So yeah, that's nothing to be, those 3 ties are very, very quality opponents. It's time now for our starting lineups, and after those we'll get back here and dive deeper into what these teams will need to do to win today's game. And you are watching the 2026 Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. It is now time to head to our public address announcer.
Girls State Soccer Semifinal presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Today's matchup features the St. Albert Saints and the Denver Cyclones. Next on the Hero team, first from all starters for St. Albert. Number 5, Lyle Rojas. Number 7, Quinn Meyer. Number 21, Lauren McGill. Number 24, Ava Underwood. Number 27, Kelly Phyllis Shear. Number 28, Ryan Bensinger. Number 29, Alyssa Shepard. Number 32, Stella Olson. The assistant coaches are Paul Cox, Jenny Cox, and Ryan Robert. Now let's wait for our starters. Number 2, Madison Rowe. Number 5, Caroline Becker. Number 12, Tony Miller. Number 13, Mackenzie Simmons. Number 14, Vincent Woodrude. Number 16, Evelyn Fyatt. Number 17, Madeline Johnson. Number 18, Sydney Grabenhoff. Number 19, Nicole Gomez. Number 23, Christine Richards. The assistant coaches are Marissa Lopez and Sammy Murphy. Now let's meet the starters for St. Albert. Number 2, Amber Rudd. Number 4, Lily Clinton. Number 8, Stella Sims. Number 10, Brooklyn Hughes. Red Denton. And the goalie, number 44, Lexi Harrington. Head coach for St. Albert, Chris Hughes. Now let's meet the starters for the South line. Number 6, Mackenzie McEwen. Number 9, Kenna Rothmar. Number 10, Lydia Gleason. Number 11, Bailey Monahan. Number 15, Grace Monahan. Number 20, Hayden Caldwell. Number 21, Alexis Miller. Number 22, Aubrey Jorgens. Number 24, Elise Ricketts. And the goalie, number 0, Adina Nooks. Head coach for the Cyclones is Kane Eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, our officials for this morning's match. Your referee, Robert Corwood. Your AR1, Aziz Hafar. Your AR2, Brad Mowinkle. And your fourth official, Robert Reason. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please join us and direct your attention to the flag at the south end of the field as we honor America and those who protect our freedom with the play of our national anthem.
You're watching the 2026 Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau as the sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. Austin, 24 hours ago, we weren't sitting here. These games were supposed to take place 24 hours ago, and instead they're being played today. Everything moved around, and here we are. And it's going to be kind of a test of what these coaches can do or how they can focus their teams with a big change of schedule.
Yeah, it's been since Monday since they've been on the field here. Monday to Friday, it's probably been the biggest gap in their season so far this year to not have a game. So it's going to be interesting to see how both teams really are coming out, being ready to play. Weather, like you said earlier, I think it's temperature-wise, it's maybe even teetering on a little bit chilly with this breeze. But the wind's going to be a little bit of a factor, but it looks like it's coming from east to west or west to east here right into our faces. So it's really not going to be affecting either side all that too much. So I think really it's going to impact but not have an advantage one way or the other.
The big part will be on corner kicks and crossers,
yes,
where we'll see the wind come in. It's about a 12 to 15 mile an hour wind blowing across, like you said, right in the face of the cameras. So at the back of fans across the way that you'll see quite a bit today. There's St. Albert's over in their green and Denver in their light blue, cheering on their gals here today. And it looks like St. Albert will have Denver will have the ball to get started. That's Addison Shepard, and we'll talk a lot about her today. Everything for Denver will run through the foot of Addison Shepard.
Absolutely. A lot of goals scored, 33 goals. I think she got 3 more in the first round, so 36 goals on the season right now. That's a great number.
the field conditions today really couldn't be any better, considering the fact that there was roads closed in Ames yesterday for water being over top of them. So we were out there beforehand. St. Albert plays on turf throughout the course of the year, so the grass is a little bit different to them, but he said everything was long and wet on Monday when they played in their big comeback, whereas today everything's been cut pretty short, and things are looking a lot better out there on the field. Right now, this is Shepard up the left side. She goes from the wing, attacks to the middle, and it's knocked out of there by Piper Pellet. Both these teams quite young, as Mackenzie McEwen takes that one away. You look up and down these rosters, a lot of youth. In fact, Denver a year ago were state runners-up, and they returned 7 starters from that team. So they, including, Shepard, a sophomore, you're going to see a lot more. Especially Bailey Mullahan, one of their seniors, scores 10 goals this year. Grace Mullahan also has 10 goals, but there's a lot of youth on this team. And then when you look up and down the lineup of St. Albert, there is a bunch of freshmen in that lineup. A corner kick coming, a low line drive, and it's knocked out of there by St. Albert.
Yeah, first set piece of the match for Denver. Andy, you and I talked about at the beginning before we got started here that maybe is going to be one of the things that might get affected by the wind is your corner kicks and your set pieces, and it'll probably take a few tries at some of these for the takers to get used to how that wind's going to be impacting the ball and move forward from there and kind of learn from each of those experiences.
Denver retreated a little bit, tried to set something up. Lily Denton takes it away. Now she's running up the wing. Denver up the middle, and the player who was called, the one that stirs the drink, Eleanor Coughlin, leading things for St. Albert. A little move in the middle made by Stella Sims. Not able to get anything from it. And now trying to get that ball into the half space to attack. Ball pinballs off a couple, no handball. Ball right to the middle. St. Albert with Denton. And she's going to move that ball into the attacking zone. Tries to sneak it through, but nobody there. Denver clearing it, ball safe with Elise Ricketts. Now Denver trying to create something with Shepard. Good battle there as Sophia Denton knocks it away, but Denver going to set things up, cutting through the middle with some pressure on and not able to knock it through is Aubrey Juergens.
Yeah, taking an early shot from distance. Wasn't really on target, but like I said, these first couple shots, these first couple passes, we're going to see a little bit of a sloppy play here as the team get used to what this grass feels like, how the field's going to be playing, how hard they have to hit these passes, how hard they have to hit these shots. It's going to be a little bit weird until they get those things figured out.
That was our first look at Lexi Darrington today, the junior goalkeeper from St. Albert. Has given up 15 goals on the year, just over 1 goal per game, which will win you a lot of games, and it has. St. Albert is 18-2 on the season. Now making a run is Darrington. The midfielder sends it across into the half space for Denton, a little bit too wide. Good look, though, as they want to try to set things up early on. Ooh, what a move by Larmy. Larmy sends one towards the goal, and it's bobbled momentarily, and that's a good goalkeeper. Adina Murch giving up not even a third of a goal per game for Denver. And just a sophomore led them to a state runner-up a year ago, one of those 7 starters that have returned. But now St. Albert in attack mode early on, trying to get it over here on the wing to Denton. Denton controls it, clears the first wave. Nice cut through the middle. And Denver sends one towards the goal, just wide of target, and there's offsides called. The flag went up right away as they tried to send one across the way. Looked like they were trying to connect on the far side with Greta Livingston.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of Coughlin there, number 14 for the Saints, and a little bit of her exposure to her. Got a few touches there and tried to divvy that ball up. She not only scored goals, but had 21 assists on the season, which is a big number, especially for an offensive player. Also contributing 17 goals on the season in the regular season.
Now Denver trying to flip the field. They're going to try to get that ball through the middle to Shepard quite a bit. Shepard running through the midfield, puts one ahead and knocked out of there. Ball saved from St. Albert. And now going up the side is Livingston. Back and forth they go right now. And they try to get the feeling at some point Shepard's going to stay on sides, and they're going to lob one over the top, get a through ball to her, and she's going to have an opportunity for a goal. But now it's St. Albert's been attacking here through the first couple minutes, and I apologize, we don't have a great view of the clock today, so we'll try to keep an eye and check that occasionally. Oh, good look to Denton now up the left side. She had some good looks on Monday. Denton to the middle. Touch on the side and sent to the goal and knocked up and over the top. Still ball in the middle. There's Larmy. Larmy towards the goal, just off target, and that'll be a goal kick for Denver. Actually, no, they say it was touched, so that's going to be a corner kick, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Larmy had the initial shot, and then Coughlin was the last shooter there that set that one out of bounds. So it'll be a corner kick on the far corner. It looks like Coughlin's going to be taking those corner kicks.
And this is a nice look. With that wind at the back, you can change up the angles quite a bit on these corner kicks and maybe not kick them as hard as you normally would. Corner kicks are brought to you by Channel. The enhanced Channel seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com. Ball sent right back. They're going to try a couple looks in the middle, and Denver's going to clear it. St. Albert has kept that ball in their half of the field for most of these first few minutes.
Yeah, I think initially here they've done a better job of connecting the passes for that possession. Not going too long, but they're doing a nice job of just working it up the field patiently.
Denver has had a battle here early on with a couple of opportunities from the Saints. Had a chance to talk to both coaches ahead of time. Both teams were here last night. Of course, we alluded to it earlier, the change of schedule. Ames had over 2 inches of rain yesterday. And on these grass fields, you kind of wonder how they'll hold up. And so far, everything looks outstanding here today. But, of course, they kind of had a good idea that those storms were coming on Tuesday and moved the games, or Wednesday, excuse me, and moved these games to today. Couple substitutions set to come in. The next opportunity for Denver. Battle for the ball down there. Coming away with it is Milder. And now it is St. Albert. Denver decides to control the ball. They're going to try to set something up here over on the left side. That's Juergens. And she has it taken away. Now going up the right side for St. Albert is Sims. She had a couple goals in that big comeback.
Nice settle there from Larmy.
St. Albert very deliberate. Early on, they have run a lot of their offense through Denton, Lily Denton, and if you recognize that name, it was said a lot a couple weeks ago at the state track meet. She is a future Texas Longhorn cross-country and track runner. And be curious, we've seen that quite a bit more and more of multi-sport athletes doing track and soccer. But those legs got to feel a lot better right now when you're not running track meets on your off days. 31 minutes to go here in the first half. Long throw in ahead. Shepard shows off her speed right now, trying to work that ball back to the middle. Sends across, and coming out to get it is Darrington. Didn't have to come off her line too much. Physical play there, and the referee's going to call a foul. And
I'll be the first break in play here for a foul.
And saw some extremely physical play on Monday. I thought the officials really did a good job of letting everybody just kind of play on, and they let everything go and made sure there was a decided advantage before they called anything. But a lot of times if you don't see that extension of the hands, they'll let it go. But in this case, it just got to be too physical. The ball over in front of that big old shade tree that on warmer days will draw a huge crowd of fans to be sitting under, especially as that sun moves across the way. Now St. Albert on the run out with Larmy. Faces it up, sends it across. Coughlin. Denton stays on. Denton tries to push it back to the middle. Coughlin sends it towards the goal, and it's gathered in by Murch. So again, a couple looks, maybe they're clean looks. They're not as close, not as much zip as you'd like to have on them, but couple looks so far.
Yeah, they're not going to be shy about putting some pressure on the goalkeeper. At the very least, you never know what's going to happen. We saw, in a couple games on Monday where a ball just like that went right through somebody's hands and led to a scoring opportunity.
Mullahan going to take that throw in right underneath us. Another IMT insurance substitution. Denver now. Addison Rahm comes into the game. Sophomore midfielder has a goal this season. A couple substitutions as well for St. Albert as Denton will have a seat. I didn't see who else came in. Looks like Quinn Meyer, another freshman, has checked into the game. Austin, a couple coaches that are at very different stages of their career right now. Chris Hughes, the head coach for St. Albert's, been there 10 years, 126 now, and 73 on the season. And then for Denver, it is Kane Eagle in his first year. Now, he's been an assistant at a lot of places that have had very good soccer. Denver for 4 years, Waverly, Shell Rock before that, who has an outstanding soccer tradition as well.
It's quite a resume for an assistant coach for sure. So
definitely qualified to do it. Is into the middle for St. Albert. It's Larmy. Denver's really kept a lot of girls back. It's been tough to get everything through there. They're going to try right now. Everybody's staying on sides. Push it ahead to Larmy. Larmy up the left side into the half space. Makes a little move, shoots to the far post, and Larmy knocks it in for the goal. St. Albert has taken a 1-0 lead 12 minutes into this one.
Yeah, just very patient on the left side as she moved in, beat her defender, and just took her time, and great angle to the far post for the score.
Went right to the inside half of that far post, and Larmy just scored her 30th goal of the year as you get a chance to look at the replay there. I love the initial settle by her. It looked like she maybe could have taken that shot, waited for the defender to clear, and then went to the far post.
Yeah, like I said, just very patient. You get super excited when you get to a little bit of open space there, especially early in the game and that close to the goal, but just showed extreme patience and just put that on the perfect angle to that far post.
Over the last 20 minutes of live action, St. Albert has outscored their opponents 5-0.
Crazy.
It's a little stat to
That's
throw
crazy
out there. They are on a tear right now, and if you're going to be going on a tear, this state soccer tournament is the best time to do that. Battle in the middle, Denver. Mullahan pushes one across. They're going to try to get Shepard involved right now. Limited touches for Shepard so far, and we saw St. Albert do the same thing to Etker from Des Moines Christian. Really limit her touches. You can see they've got two players around Shepard all the time.
Oh,
now,
nice pass.
push it ahead, got to keep on sides. And no foul right outside. The referee says play on, and I love that look. I love what the officials do, though, and how they do that. They signal that they've seen it, no advantage gain, and play on, rather than getting a lot of people questioning if you saw it or not. They saw it and determined that there was no advantage gain. They're played on. Coughlin on the right side now for St. Albert.
A true 50-50 ball, right?
And it was just outside the penalty area as well. Ball safe now for Denver as they try to push one ahead to Shepard. She going to try to pass it to herself. Shepard now, she gets a chance to show off her speed. Addison Shepard from the half space. Goes across in a great defensive effort. Knocking it away was Aubrey Brandow.
Yeah.
But Shepard now in the corner. Looks like she's going to try to set herself up for a corner kick. Tried a little connection.
That'll whistle a foul there, far side.
Tried to connect with Gomez there, but the foul going to be called. And this is a nice spot for a set piece if you're Denver.
Yeah, I can actually put some real mustard on this because you are throwing this ball into the wind. Typically what's going to happen on these is they're going to hang up in the wind, make it difficult for the goalkeeper and any other defenders on figuring out where that ball's going to go.
Trying to put some pressure on Darrington. Ball goes over the top, and Darrington gathers it in. I like that look for Denver. Not a whole lot of pre-kick movement, but they got the ball right where they wanted to get it. Ooh, ball rolls over the top, and now it's going to be Larmy trying to run through, and it's knocked away for the Cyclones by Elise Ricketts. Back and forth here early on, and a goal from Larmy 12 minutes in. The difference in this one so far, 1-0, St. Albert in the lead.
Yeah, Coach Hughes said in our pregame little talk with him that Laramie was, what he say, the best player on the west side of the state?
Yes, and he wanted to make sure that was shown.
Yeah.
And that was made evident, and we saw that quite a bit on Monday as well when she scored 2 goals in just a couple minutes.
Not something you necessarily expect to hear from a freshman, a freshman player in their first foray into the state tournament, but he was adamant on wanting to get that communicated.
Another IMT insurance substitution, Aubrey Juergens, into the game as Emily Mullert comes out. Seen some good individual ball handling from St. Albert. Another good look there. Oh, just couldn't quite connect up the right side with Shepard. But you are seeing Coughlin right now and her ball handling skills. And again, Coughlin, the junior and kind of the leader on this team for St. Albert. Ball sent ahead. Here's a good look. They try to get it through the middle, trying to hook up with Mullahan. Can't do it, and now St. Albert back on the attack. Cleared out of there by Ricketts. And Coughlin finds herself around the ball all the time. And you see there are 2 defenders just surrounding Shepard, but she almost sneaks through, but they couldn't connect. Denton knocks it away.
That's what I was going to kind of call out in that first little run that she made just about 2 or 3 minutes ago. When she received that ball, there were 3 defenders that were around her, and she still outran the whole group of them. 16, Brandow ended up getting in there and getting a touch on that to set up the corner kick. But it was amazing how Shepard just blew the doors off the defense there in a real short time period.
She's going to have a few opportunities to show off that speed. I think a key right now, though, Austin, is she's going to have to create some passing lanes for herself, too, so they can get her the ball. Hanging around midfield so far, and you get to this stage of the year, and you're going to have to get a little creative with how you get the ball to your best players. Ooh, ball comes off the foot.
Well, and defensively, she's not going to surprise anybody. With the statistics that she's putting up, it's not going to be any surprise for anybody on the defensive side on who that offense is going to run through. So on both of these teams, for that matter. Oh, nice move to the outside. Sims.
Ran out of a little bit of space there. That attacking half space, you can get a lot of stuff from there. And we saw Laramie, that's where she scored from as well. You just create so many good angles from that spot. But there's a fine line between being in that half space and then getting out on the wing.
Yeah.
And really taking away your scoring angles. But that half space really can put a lot of pressure on a defense. Thought Mexico did a really good job of using that to their advantage last night in the World Cup, too. Denver back on the attack, on the counter. Here's Shepard. Shepard trying to connect up with Juergens, and it's knocked away out into the Denver faithful. Ball's going to go to Denver, and taking the throw in will be Mullahan.
Yeah, St. Albert crowd did not like that call, but we'll move forward.
From the wing, Denver knocked out of there, taken away by Sophia Denton. And now St. Albert will get the throw in. Leading 1-0. We are already 18 and a half minutes into this one. A game that has flown by so far. Just the only stoppage in play was when Denver scored the goal. And again, trying to connect with Shepard, but she has got 4 defenders shadowing her right now, trying to play a 1-on-4 over there on the Denver offensive end. St. Albert trying to flip the field, can't do it. Denver now a little bit more extended possession. You see, I think the best offense for Denver is going to come by setting up something around midfield and using that speed of Shepard right now.
Yeah, getting that ball into open space is what they're going to be trying to do. I think we've seen a couple shots at doing it, but just haven't been able to execute so far.
But again, I know you guys probably can't see it right now we're so close to the field right now with where we have to video this from, but there are a lot of defenders and basically sharing socks right now with Shepard. That's Sophia Denton is everywhere she goes. Now another look is coming out to get it is Murch. And Murch has not had to make too many saves throughout the course of the year. In fact, in In the games that she's played, Murch has only had to make 37 saves, and when you take that over 20 games, that's 2 per game. Of course, she spent a lot of time. McKenna Broadhead has also played about a third of those games this year. Oh, here's a good look. Shepard on the left side. It crosses her into the middle. Mullahan, and Mullahan has it taken away. Might be a good chance at a one-timer there instead of taking that dribble, because that St. Albert defense closes in a hurry. Long ball over the top. Ooh, off the cheek. I just impressed with the way St. Albert has controlled the ball here in the early going. And it's not like they're controlling the ball just to really move time off the clock. They are attacking with that control as well.
Right. Yeah, the turn from defense to offense is like simultaneous. They are immediately when they get the ball, all the girls are taking off and heading into the offensive zone, which I think maybe one of the big differences right now between the two teams is there's a lot to worry about with St. Albert, and there's going to be a foul called there.
Was that the far side? Okay, yep. I saw the foul call after the contact in the zone.
Yeah, referee just let the play go on just a little bit to see if there was going to be an advantage gained, that they would be able to move forward. And once the play had kind of settled down a little bit on a scoring opportunity, he went ahead and called the foul and brought it back to the spot of the foul.
So Coughlin with a free kick. And again, this is basically like a corner kick right now, minus the angle that you're kicking. Now they switch it up, and they're going to have
probably even a better angle. Yeah, probably even a better angle than a corner kick.
And you can send this right at the goal if you want. Hughes does just that, and it's punched out of there. Nice save by Adina Murch.
Yeah, it was on target. It was on frame. That was about her only opportunity. The only choice there was to take that, put it right onto the goalkeeper, punch that over the top of the goal keep there.
And now Hughes will line it up again for a channel corner kick. Drills this one low. And the ball's cleared out initially by Denver, but always right there. There's always a Saint around. That time it was Maeve Ryan, another freshman.
Yeah, another foul there. This is going to be a great opportunity for somebody to take a shot right at goal here, as they peppered Murch pretty much right from the whistle, the opening whistle.
And it looks like Coughlin will be the one taking this kick. And it looks like they're going to try to maybe just set something up instead.
She's putting this ball on goal. No doubts in my mind, yeah.
Let her try to put the ball on goal and maybe make a run at it with Quinn Meyer or Sammy Till. So then they bring another player down into the scoring zone. Coughlin, and misses wide of target. So again, more opportunities for St. Albert right now, and we talked about this wind being a factor today, but not necessarily an advantage.
No, yeah. With it coming cross field, it'll just be something that both of the teams are going to have to be aware of as they take their shots and hit their passes, as it's going to have an impact. This should be a good example here, but the wind kind of died down exactly when she put that ball up.
Ball cleared out, trying to get one up the side, but right now I don't see Shepard. It must have come out of the game. I missed that in a substitution, but now Denver.
She's right on the ball there.
There she is right there, okay. We have a lot of different tents and stakes and poles that are blocking individual players a lot, but Shepard will take this one from about half a field away and ends up going back to St. Albert. Out of bounds, and that will be a throw-in for the Saints. Come over here to take it will be Quinn Meyer. And the referee says, hey, you gained about 5 yards of field position as you went to throw that in. 4-man crews here at the state tournament, and technically a 3-man crew, but we've got kind of a
fourth referee.
Fourth over here to keep an eye on everything, and they do a good job of keeping everything triangulated and seeing everything that happens. I think the officiating at this tournament's been outstanding.
Yeah, that's Robert Reason working out right in front of us here. He's taking care of all the substitutions. Any communication has to be communicated with the team from the center referee.
That ball again. These throw-ins, sometimes you'll see teams that have a gal that can put a lot behind those throw-ins, but right now, even with that wind blowing right in the face on this side of the field, you're going to have to keep that pretty low and just kind of set up your offense there. As Coughlin drawing a lot of attention, tries to get it over. Now Denver trying to flip the field with Rom. Rom up the left side, running out of space over there, and keeps possession of it. Now Denver on the attack with Mullahan. Mullahan.
She gets the corner.
Sends one in the middle. There's Shepard. Shepard blocked initially, tries to set one up in the middle to Mullert. Mullert over here, good look. And it's knocked out of there by St. Albert. They were trying to connect in the middle with Nicole Gomez.
But a really good set of possession there for the Cyclones. It's been one of the very first extended possession that they've had in their offensive zone, so they've got to use that to be able to build on as we move forward.
You mentioned earlier the transition between St. Albert, how they're able to go so much faster from defense to offense, but in that situation there you saw they're really playing 3 defenders back across that back line, sometimes a 4th, but no one else really joining the defensive look. So Denver with some numbers and trying to overload that offensive end. Pushing it up the side. Boy, there's some speed right away there. A little burst shown from Stella Sims. And St. Albert will get the throw in here once again as Meyer makes the long trek from down on that defensive back line. And once again told she's got to retreat a little bit. And no one looking for it on the throw, and it happens to get through to Alyssa Shepard. Denver trying to scrounge up some sort of an attack here early on, and they've moved Shepard up. They had her playing back quite a bit more, but they moved her more into the midfield right now, and I think that's a decided thing to try to get more touches for her in that middle of the field.
That's exactly right, Andy. Just giving her any opportunity to get some possession and to try to move that field up, because even to make the exchange to get from that midfield, attacking midfielder up to the true forward is just one pass, right? So if she could connect with somebody and then make her run and get that ball into some open space, it's just a little bit of a tactical change that Denver's made to try to open up some opportunities for Shepard.
And she's the type of player that can also make that move on her own and create some space from there. And you almost feel like the more space, the more vertical space she's got to work with, a bigger advantage to the Cyclones. This first half has flown by. 12 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. They've moved Mullahan into that forward role. And just not able to get comfortable at all in their offense for the little Cyclones, and so much of that has to do with the midfield of the Saints. They are everywhere. Denver's a team that scores a lot of goals over the course of the year. You look at their scores throughout the course of the year, several double-digit wins. And then even when you get to that 7-0 and 4-0, 3-0, they don't give up many goals and they score a lot. And it's one of those where at state right now things are going to be difficult and you're going to have to make some people miss. And here's a good look for them as they get it ahead to Mullahan. Mullahan lays one out for Shepard to make a run up the left side, and Shepard, no call made as the ball rolls all the way over to the side. It's still in bounds.
Yeah, Sophia Denton with a 50-50 ball sent that one out and off of Shepard's foot. But that was exactly what I was talking about, Andy. Shepard initiated the offense there, dropped it off, and that ball was immediately dropped right back to her, and she was able to go on a little bit of a run. Got some mass subs here. Looks like there maybe even changed a little bit of formation, moving some people around as Coach Eagle trying to figure out anything he can do to move things around here. So we're going to stop the clock here as we get these substitutions made.
3 different substitutions coming in for Denver, and actually Shepard going to come off after that long run. Try to save her legs a little bit for today. As long as this game remains within 1 or 2, she's going to be a threat to take it over at any point. But now it's been Denver in the attacking zone for quite a bit. As St. Albert having to play things from the defensive end. Coughlin tries to push one ahead. And a battle for it. It's going to go out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for St. Albert. They want to quick get it in because they catch Denver in transition. Pushing it through, can't connect. And now Larmy comes through, takes it away, and then knocked away by the Cyclones. Pushing it ahead, cutting through the middle. Meyer. Everybody playing around in that middle of the field right now in that famous IGHSAU logo.
Yeah, logo looks great today, too. I went out there and took a look at that. Beautiful logo today.
Everything's been repainted after the rain yesterday. It looks really good. And
strong foul.
Big collision. Foul going to be whistled, though, on Livingston.
With a lack of previous fouls, it kind of makes that one. That would have been close to a yellow if there had been some other fouls before that. But St. Albert's been pretty clean in their play so far.
See a lot of girls just playing hard so far. Denver not a team that's used to trailing. One of those where you just got to keep everybody focused right now and stay with the plan. They've had some chances. One of the things, Austin, that we see that gets done at state that you don't necessarily see throughout the course of the regular season is a lot of times in the regular season the individual players can take over a lot of the individual skill set, but there's a lot of X's and O's and a lot of chess match being done during the course of a match here on the state pitch.
Yeah, we've got number 8 here on the backside. Sims is just lurking, ready to get a ball here on the near side here, but they can't get it over to her. And then she does get marked up. There's Coughlin showing some moves.
Well, they like to get that ball over, and Coughlin takes a shoulder there. No foul call. They play on. I think there was a whistle, but it came from the other field at that time. So, which is a little difficult too, because in tournament play, you're hearing whistles all over the place. But these girls in the school season right now have not had to worry about whistles coming from another field. Ooh, nice move to settle down there by Sims. Sends one to the middle. Denton squares it up, and then the ball's knocked safe by Denver. Now Denver on the attack with Rom. Rom crosses into the offensive end. Drawing a lot of attention right now. Pushes it ahead. A little connection play through the middle with Mullahan. Now Rom, and the ball's knocked away. Again, that defense by Denton. And Rom is a little slow getting up.
Play that one in quick. Centering pass.
Ooh, knocked out of there. Look out, coming in for Denver and not able to hit it in. There is Mullahan. And it looks like we may have an injury for Denver. Really slow getting up. And, yeah, down on the ground over on the far end right now is Rom after that run that she made. Not sure if she tweaked something or looks to be favoring a leg as the trainer's out there quickly. And let's see if there was contact made or what happened there on this. She went down on the run that she made. I think Coach Eagle is wanting to make his case that there was contact made. There's Rom went into the box. So we will have a goal kick here from the Little Cyclones.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a drop kick here, or a dropped ball.
Have to be careful. Not the Little Cyclones. Denver's the Cyclones.
Yeah.
We're in Ames where they're the Little Cyclones, but Denver up in Bremer County. It's north of Waterloo, up 63. As that ball knocked out of there and trying to flip the field now after Denver's had the ball, probably the most extended offensive possession they've had, but see really not much in the way of trying to connect with each other on the Denver side right now. And with Shepard out, we'll see who they try to come up with to score.
Got to start someplace, and at least they've had some possession here and are getting down into their offensive zone and trying to make some things happen. Hasn't really led to, like you said, really led to any shots on goal or really any dangerous plays here. But they're definitely building a little bit more offensively than they have been the rest of the match. I think the last 10 minutes has probably been their best parts of the match so far.
Well, and when I say Shepard's out, it's not. I don't mean that she was injured and she's out. She has just been substituted for here to save some legs throughout the course of the day. And talked to Coach Eagle beforehand. He said the extra day break helped because they did have some dings into that very physical first-round matchup. So they were happy to have an extra day to recover and get ready to go here today in the semifinals. Of course, Denver with that win over Iowa Falls Alden in the first round. Falls Alden, though, that's a team newer to the state tournament look. They put up a battle. St. Albert there trying to cut through the middle, and it's knocked out of there by, I believe that's Rothmeyer. Now Denver trying to leave one up in front for Milder. Foot race with Meyer, and off the edge of the pitch. No, they did stay in. Milder kept it in, and then it goes out, and that'll be a goal kick as Darrington will set this one up. Darrington plays it safe in this wind right now. St. Albert SB feel very good about how most of this first half has gone so far now, as we are 35 minutes into it.
And Shepard is back in there. I just saw her flash there on that goal kick there. She took that first one to take that. Darrington very confident back there. That was a little shot right to her chest, but she bounced that off the ground and then picked it back up and was ready to go.
And then she yanked it as she tried to knock it out here to Denton. She knew it right away as she hit it. Coach Hughes trying to get his girls up, extending up on the defense quite a bit right now. There's a nice look to the middle. Coughlin pushes it out to Larmy. Now the Saints with some space. Larmy knocks one to Denton. It was Denton. The flag is not up. Everybody was onside. They go to the middle. Coughlin sends one in, and ball still in the danger zone as Larmy can't connect. And more of a battle right now is into the game. Again, Shepard is back in right now, but she's playing a lot deeper defensively than she normally does, and that can wear on your legs when you've got to be running a lot further than you usually do.
Yeah, those forwards have a tendency to not play much defense when they're that center forward, but you need your best player. The shot on goal and just goes off the top bar. And does get a touch there, so it's going to be a corner kick.
Well, Merch timed that up perfectly. There's no way she was going to be able to go up with two hands to get it, but punched it out of there and lived to fight another day as Hughes will head down to take the corner kick, another Channel.com corner. She'll come from the right side, the field side here to make that approach. Nicely weighted ball to the middle, and almost thought we may be looking at a goal Olympico there as that ball snuck through, but St. Albert maintains possession. Meyer sends one towards the goal. Headed across, and
it's off the bar.
Off the bar, still alive, and the referee says safe as contact was made. St. Albert with a lot of chances here, and Denver just needs a chance to breathe.
And they don't get it. Still in the offensive zone. Larmy takes a one-shotter.
And that is picked out of there by Merch.
Yeah,
flurry of activity.
Larmy took a hit there in the box. I didn't know if they were going to get a whistle there or not, but referee says play on. Probably a good call, a little bit of a 50-50 ball there.
So now Denver trying in transition. Physical play by Mullahan. And just like that, the field flips. And we'll get a goal kick out of Darrington. A Larmy goal at the 12-minute mark is the difference so far, with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Coughlin cuts through, making a run into the offensive zone. Tries to push it ahead, tries to hook up with Sims, and Denver takes it away. That's Gleason. Again, physical play, but up the right side right now is Livingston. Sends one back to the middle, and coming out to get it is Merch. Merch has got more activity, I can safely say, than any other game this year. She has seen that ball a lot more. And she has got a foot on her. Wow, she got a lot underneath that ball. Denton tries to make a play up the left side, and it's taken away. Good defense by Rothmeyer. Now Denver with Shepard, and they can't connect. Now Shepard's got it back. Here's a chance for the Cyclones. Shepard right where they want it, pushes it ahead and gets the ball
right
through, and they say offsides is Mullahan. She had just snuck off right before the contact was made. She tried, but you saw that defense from St. Albert. I don't know if you call it a true offsides trap, but they snuck up right at the last minute. So now battle for the ball again. Denton tries to knock it through, and it's taken away by Rothmeyer. Denton's got it back, and now the connection up the right side with Milder. Milder clears her first wave of defenders. Tries to get that one ahead to Mullahan. Mullahan tried to go to Shepard. It's not great spacing there right now, not putting a lot of pressure on the defense. Is again, Shepard coming from more behind right now at that midfielder spot. Now on the attack initially is St. Albert. McEwen knocks it away. And the ball's knocked out safe as Denver looking to go back on the attack. Going to get a lot of touches. I like the adjustment that they made right now, but Shepard, you want to get her involved earlier, so I'm not sure that pass ahead, and then they're looking kind of to get it ahead to Mullahan and then back to Shepard, I think, and you're going to have to figure out a way to get her more involved in the offense here in the second half. But a goal from Larmy, Ellie Larmy, the freshman, her third goal of this state tournament. 12 minutes into the first half, and that's the difference in this one so far as we head to the halftime break with St. Albert leading Denver, last year's state runner-up, 1-0. This is the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by the Mid-American Energy Company. We'll be back with a halftime show in the second half after this.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Hey, Frank. Oh, it looks like you spilled some grease.
Wheels are multiplying and you need flavor that's bold.
There's nothing left for you to do
But to go to Fairway, your dream for Midwest meat. It's the one you need.
Yeah!
Fairway, it's the one you need.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Life's buzzing with energy, from the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
I'm Erin Gerlich, Executive Director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. And joining me once again is Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau, our proud title sponsor. Brent, your support for youth and education goes beyond the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. What other support does Farm Bureau provide Iowa's youth?
You're right, Erin. Our Girls Union partnership matters. But Farm Bureau supports Iowa's youth in many other ways. They're one of our state's most valuable resources, so we're proud to support them year-round through Iowa Farm Bureau's scholarship program, which provides over $250,000 in scholarships annually to Iowa students around the state. And as you know, we've teamed up with your organization and the Iowa High School Athletic Association to offer free concussion insurance for all boys and girls participating in sanctioned sports. This collaboration ensures Iowa's athletes can practice and compete with an added layer of protection at no cost to them or their families. We've also provided teachers over the last 10 years with over $450,000 in funding to help them purchase classroom supplies through our Teacher Supplement Program. And we continue to sponsor other groups such as 4-H and FFA that teach Iowa's youth about the many ways that agriculture touches their lives.
Thank you, Brent. We're certainly grateful for Farm Bureau's continued investment in Iowa's youth and our organization. Now let's get back to tournament coverage.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better. Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
They waste no time getting the second half kicked off as we've got no locker rooms to go in and out of, Austin, which we see during the regular season. Usually teams come out about the time that the second half gets going, but right now everybody just stays at their spot. And you see a kick there attempted by the Saints. Quick look at our Sioux Cup seeds, or Sioux Cup scoring recap here for the first half. Ellie Larmy got it started with the 12-minute mark, and that's it right now. St. Albert leads 1-0 as we have just started the second half. The winner on to tomorrow's state championship game against the winner of the game going on behind us, which is almost at halftime between Hudson and Applington-Parkersburg. A couple teams who have had some battles throughout the course of this season as well.
And that game's still knotted at 0 over there, so nobody's taking the advantage. Just 30 seconds left to go in that first half.
Ooh, ball missed initially is in that scoring zone for St. Albert, and then it is kicked out Rothmeyer. Actually, that's not Rothmeyer, that's McEwen.
Yeah, McEwen with a little bit of swing and a miss on that first one, but was able to recover and get the ball back. But I'm excited to see if the Cyclones can keep some of the momentum that they kind of had going there towards the tail end of the first half and see if they can keep that going in their favor.
I was able to listen into that halftime talk a little bit from Coach Hughes. He was talking about just too much space being allowed for the offensive players for Denver. And at this side, you can see right now they've had a huge focus on Addison Shepard, and it has paid off for them so far.
Yeah, they've got her in that attacking midfielder role again here to start the second half with, looks like number 15, Mullahan, up on top for the forward. Shot from distance and goes way to the left.
That was Bailey Mullahan. As you can see, they've pressed up quite a bit. That looks like maybe their adjustment here at the break as well and try to get more players and flood that scoring zone. And now it is St. Albert looking to flip the field, and they do that here up the right side with Greta Livingston. Livingston works herself back into it, pushes the ball up the middle, and Larmy knocks it away initially. Larmy into some space, and it's knocked away by the Cyclones. Back there to get it quickly was Gleason. Looked like a little space there for Laramie to sneak through.
Yeah, it was about a half a step from being something dangerous, but not able to capitalize on that.
Man, Laramie's got some quick feet. She works her way through, and it's knocked out of there once again by the Cyclones. Cyclones trying to use today's location of the state tournament to their advantage
ball.
right now. Ball
Nice
through.
nice
Look
balls.
open in front, and the ball is knocked into the back of the net. Another goal. This time it comes. I'm trying to see who that was. It's either Livingston. I believe it's Livingston.
Number 15?
15,
yeah, Greta.
that is.
I think it's
Greta
Livingston,
Livingston that
number
knocked
15.
it in off the rebound. 1-5, that's the official look, and it is Greta Livingston with her 6th goal of the season off the rebound, and now St. Albert, you see the replay here. This ball initially, good effort, great effort by Murch, but then Livingston leaves no doubt off the rebound.
But yeah, just a series of great passes opened that up for the offense. It was kind of what we saw in the first half from them in the beginning of the game, and they are putting pressure right back on the Cyclones once again as a centering pass is going in, but it's headed out of there.
Yeah, good job by Ricketts to knock that out. Still in the danger zone right now for St. Albert. Nice little slide there from Pellet. Pellet works her way up into the offensive zone, and then that shot is long by Coughlin.
But both teams will have to do a little bit of a reset with the wind switching on them. So the shots that they shot before are going to be off a little bit. So we'll once again probably see a little bit of sloppy play here to begin the second half while they settle the variable of the wind down and see what they can do.
St. Albert now 2-0, 4 minutes into the second half. Ooh, ball caught the hand there initially of Denton. And now Denver pushing things up the left side and knocked out. Denton battles back and knocks it away once again. They're seeing a lot of touches right now for Juergens.
That ball actually stayed in bounds there. They were able to keep playing. I thought it went out, but it stopped into dead grass there on the edge.
And now up the right side, connecting once again Livingston. Right back to herself. A lot of slow, not slow, but short, calculated passes for St. Albert. Coughlin pushing that one along the end line here of the pitch.
Trying to draw the corner kick, but the ball dies in the grass out there.
Some space once again, sent towards the middle, knocked out by Ricketts. As you can probably hear, that wind right now is picked up a little bit, blowing right in our faces here on the players' side. The pitch opposite of, well, from the same vantage point of what you're seeing on your camera right now. All coming through, a lot of physicality, taken out, cleared by Denver. Juergens pushes one ahead, going to give an opportunity for Mullahan to run and go get it. But Denton has her marked, and heard that emphasis of not giving as much space to the offensive players in the St. Albert halftime huddle, and you see that right away here in the second half. And we're going to have to get a little bit creative to try to get the ball to their leading scorer as you see them try to get it to Shepard right now. Shepard with 36 goals on the season and just very limited touches so far here today. And we see that at state a lot where everybody takes away your top player.
Yeah.
They cancel each other out, and then it becomes, all right, which of your next couple players can step up?
Yeah, and honestly, the Saints have got just they got a 28-goal scorer right after Laramie. They got a 17-goal scorer with Coughlin. You know, so there's definitely some firepower. It's right behind Laramie there for sure. Still a lot of goals scored by the help for Denver as well. They spread it out a little bit more.
Each have 10. McKenzie,
but you see a bunch of people at 6, 5, 4.
Juergens and Milder have each scored over 5 goals on the year. And But right now, that it's a lot of team speed for St. Albert, making things very difficult for the Cyclones as they try to push one through the middle to St. Albert, and ball's cleared by Caldwell. These individual ball skills for St. Albert are strong. They have ball knocked out of bounds by Caldwell. St. Albert will take the throw in. 7.5 minutes into the second half, and it is 2-0. St. Albert in the lead over Denver. Denver, the #1 overall seed coming into the tournament. St. Albert, the 5. And Caldwell just knocked Coughlin flat. I'm not sure she even tried to there. Just got a shoulder into it with a hard run. And now, this is 30 yards out. Definitely an opportunity to score here as Hughes will take the shot. She's kind of been the leader of their set pieces, taking most of the corners and these free kicks.
That's a lot of pressure, a lot of trust that you're putting into a freshman, one of the other freshmen on the squad.
So Hughes with some pre-snap movement up towards the goal. Ball still up in the air, headed back into there, and still in the danger zone. Right to the middle and knocked out. Had a shot there for Coughlin, but a lot of Cyclone feet there in front of the goal.
Livingston sends it back in, cross, and nobody there to pick it up there.
Denver back on the counter. This is Mullahan trying to make a move on the defender, and they've just made life so difficult on the Cyclones with that back line for St. Albert.
It was 1-on-5 with Mullahan, and really didn't even really have an opportunity to take it up the field there because she had so many defenders around her.
A couple more IMT insurance substitutions for Denver coming in. Emily Mullert, Addison Rahm back in the game after getting banged up a little bit earlier. And also coming into the game, freshman Nicole Gomez. She's got 5 goals on the year, so trying to come up with some sort of way to scratch out some offense right now for Coach Kane Eagle. Switching spots, cutting through the middle. Back there to get it is Gomez. Actually, that was Gleason. And a throw-in coming up for St. Albert. Hughes coming at that from a bad angle, didn't get her hips around on it from the side, couldn't get it up towards the goal. Gets a little chuckle on her face after
a wry smile after that one.
Well, you're running at that ball full speed and trying to get your hips flipped and get that ball towards the goal.
Well, I was about ready to say it almost teed it up for almost like a set piece for her to be able to really launch one, and then she wasn't able to get it right around it.
There she gets it wheeled around, gets it back in bounds. Coughlin to Meyer. Man, these connection passes have been really strong. Their completion percentage for St. Albert as that one pushes ahead. Meyer's going to try to close it in, and it's knocked out of bounds, and St. Albert will get the throw in. But
they'll send it all the way over into the other field.
These coaches track that a lot. There must have been a stoppage in play over on that far field because they had 50 seconds to, or they're just getting ready to start the second half. I see now. I thought they were still in the first half.
I was confused as well.
11 minutes into the second half here, and St. Albert with a couple early goals in each half. Laramie 12 minutes in, Livingston 43 minutes in, and it's 2-0. Denver takes that kick and right back. The time of possession today decidedly in favor of St. Albert. Back to the middle. This gal right here is one of the main reasons for that. Coughlin has stirred the drink for St. Albert.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a point guard in a basketball game. She's just, what I'd like to see out of her several times is that when she receives that ball, she just steps up and takes a look around and then gets back down to the ball and then looks up again, and she's always constantly just scanning where the defenders are and where our offensive players are as we get almost another shot on goal there for the
Shepard
Saints.
just a little bit wide right, wheeled around, and Shepard comes off the bench, still has 8 goals on the season. Not too many teams are having bench players scoring that many goals. Coughlin cuts through the middle, trying to get back into attack mode. Good touch, out over here to Hughes. Hughes to Meyer. Man, they find those players cutting through the middle so smoothly.
Yeah, Andy, I think you just called it out so beautifully several times. It's just short, pinpoint passes. They're just allowing the team to move up really, really effectively and really efficiently and not putting the ball at risk very many times. So they're getting, kind of in that box area fairly quickly and fairly easily and having a good opportunity to see so they can do some damage.
Good motion through their offense right now. And remember, we talked earlier, this is a young team. Ball pushed up the left side now for St. Albert. Ahead and knocked away. That's one of the longer passes they've tried to connect on today. And Ricketts knocks it out of there. Now Denver into attacking mode. Slide through the middle. Good look to Shepard. Shepard to the left foot. Far post and a save by Darrington.
Yeah, great little transition pass from Mullahan at the top of the key there. And just slid it beautifully to Shepard. And Shepard took the shot. It just was not able to get it past the goalkeeper yet.
Little more angle on that, but that's tough going to the left foot. One of the best looks that the Cyclones have had today. And a foul called on Rom, and Coach Kane Eagle not happy with the way this game's being called at the moment. That's a big advantage to us, is being able to be right by the coaches right now. But a physical game has definitely been in favor of St. Albert so far. That ball slides over the top, and didn't see what happened, but it's going to come back to Denver.
So a little clash of bodies there. So I think maybe a small makeup call there for Coach Eagle, wanting one of the calls at the other end. He's able to sit down and relax a little bit, and he finally got a call in his eyes.
Look over top to Mullahan. Shepard was cutting through the middle, but Mullahan has it sent back to her. Now she goes along the baseline. It's knocked out of bounds.
Going to be a corner kick.
That will be another channel corner kick for Denver. And the opportunities for Denver getting smaller and smaller right now as they'll try to set this one up. And I can't see, we're blocked by about everything here.
It's not going to be Shepard.
That is Shepard taking the kick with her right foot. Just over 16 minutes into that ball actually sent behind the goal. So thwarted there by St. Albert. They're going to quickly get it back in.
Yeah, neither of these teams mess around with timing on their set pieces or their corner kicks or their put ball back into play. So they are definitely ready to go each and every time and getting that ball back into play.
St. Albert operating with the precision of a surgeon today. They are...
Nice move there. It's going to lead to a centering pass.
Trying to get it to Meyer across the middle. Ball still up in there. Here's a look. Coming back up top for Shepard, and it's knocked out of there by the Cyclones. That's Rom that came through, but Hughes tracks it down and keeps the ball in the attacking zone for the St. Albert Gales. Excuse me, not the Gales, the Saints. St. Albert and St. Edmund. Get those two schools confused. Did that on Monday as well. Similar colors. Milder comes back in for the Cyclones. Their IMT insurance substitution. Our clock has not run for a while. I don't know if that's on the scoreboard too or not, or if that's just on our graphic. There we go. Okay, we got it going again. Just want to make sure. I didn't know if we were reading off the scoreboard or not.
Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard trying to work her way in, but nice job on the shadow. And she's taken down, no call. A nice job on the shadow by Ryan.
Two players converge and get the ball off of her foot.
Denver to take the throw in. Wind is whipping across the field right at us. Right in our face, Mullahan makes the move on a couple defenders, tries to weave her way through. Goes out to Bailey Mullahan, back to Grace. And out of bounds and a goal kick for the Saints.
Got a pair of twins there, I'm guessing.
Sure looks like it.
Yeah, both seniors.
Denver starting to. They're still keeping. Actually, the defenders back quite a bit. You wonder when they might pull that another player into the offensive zone. Still playing with a defensive backfield of 4.
Got a little bit of pressure here in the last 5 minutes. It's kind of ramped up a little bit. Trying to get that ball to Shepard. Shepard is going to get an opportunity here. She's going to take a shot. She is.
Just over the top for
Just
Shepard.
sails a little bit. Got a little bit too much air underneath that one.
Every shot she has taken has been challenged. She's had very few clean looks. As Denton and Brandow set to check back in for St. Albert. Denver pushing things ahead. Mullahan trying to clear the defense and can't do it. They will get a corner kick out of it, though.
Looks like we're going to get 21 taking this ball. Is that Milder?
Milder setting it up, sends it just a little bit short, wheeled around and knocked out of there. It looked like getting a foot on it was Brandow.
Boy,
Denver
nice
now, Denver with some chances here, getting more aggressive, and Darrington puts an end to that.
Yeah, it looked like that had some promise to it, but Darrington just knifes through that group of people, the kind of that scrum that was in front of the goalie there, and takes the ball out.
St. Albert wanted a quick throw in, but they're pausing it to get the substitutions in. Denver probably benefited a little bit from that as Larmy wanted to throw that ball in quickly. Here's Coughlin making the spin to the outside. Coughlin running out of real estate. Works away down the baseline there. She's probably trying to angle herself for a corner kick. Good defense, though, by the little Cyclones. It's McEwen. But it comes back out to Hughes. Hughes sends one wide right and out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Cyclones.
Yeah, probably a little bit twofold kind of idea that Coughlin had out there. She's definitely able to waste some time back there in that corner as well. Slow the game down, but I think you're exactly right, is it potentially trying to get that corner drawn as well.
Ball headed out of there nicely by Ricketts, but Hughes. A lot of touches here in this second half. And Coughlin as well, back to Hughes. Shepard trying to retreat a little bit, and ball sent right over towards us. Gavin saves our equipment, keeps us on the air. He was reading that ball a lot better than I was. I thought we were going to be cleared for sure. Playing dangerously close to us here for a while.
I know.
Send that ball to the other side of the field. Mullahan up the left side.
Yeah, nice collection there. Sends the ball through. Shepard trying to make a shot through the defense there, but the back line of the Saints able to knock it out.
Man, you look at the job that Coughlin does with her body defensively, too.
Yeah.
I mean, she's so shifty offensively, but able to just slide between the offensive player and the ball every single time and take it away, and she does it with barely making any contact as well. Maybe a
smooth might be a good word for it. Just seems very smooth in moving within that offense. Like there's another brawl. Just slices through there and gets a ball to, drops it in there to Larmy and just goes a little bit too long.
Ball sent back up ahead, but things just difficult all morning long for the Cyclones. Back to the middle, trying to sneak one through to Mullahan. On the defensive side here, it's McEwen.
A nice ball from Hughes there to get Larmy some space.
Larmy with her back to the goal. Taken away. Mullahan. Now the Cyclones trying to counter here. Nice move up the left side by Juergens. Juergens trying to close it down, but who else? Hughes cuts her off. Stops the threat. 22 minutes into the second half. 2-0. St. Albert in the lead. So Denver trying to set something up right now. They're going to run it through Rom. Rom tries to make a little move through. Battle on the ground. The official says they get a little low there. Was Pellet. And this will be one of the better set piece looks that Denver's had in this game.
Yeah, Shepard's going to be licking her chops on this one. It's a great opportunity as the Saints set up a four-woman wall, rather, at 10 yards. Referee gives them their line. Darrington barking out orders on where she wants everybody. Shepard takes it very quickly, pops up.
Right ahead, ball off the head.
Ball still free.
And cleared out, at least initially.
Going to lead to a corner kick. Yep, corner kick for Denver as another set piece as we had a big collision between the goalkeeper and one of the forwards for Denver.
A lot of open net being looked at there for the Cyclones. Just not able to knock it through. Darrington is really coordinated that back half of the defense very well as that ball is sent behind the goal once again. And a substitution, another IMT insurance substitution, Stella Sims coming into the game for St. Albert, and Gomez will come into the game for Denver. You see, even on these goal kicks, they're keeping everything short. They'd rather possess the ball and not give an opportunity to create any more space for Shepard to make a run. Denver, though, has put some pressure now on the offensive end. Throw in on the far side for Bailey Mullahan.
That's a strong throw in. That,
it was.
With the wind.
With the wind, that helps a bunch, but you can almost treat that like a corner kick. Ball sent towards the goal and just wide left of target. Darrington recognized where she was right at the end and let it go.
Not sure how close that was, but it looked pretty close from our angle. It's just tough depth perception-wise to see how close it really was.
Now St. Albert trying to flip the field. Denver's had an extended offensive possession. They've had a tough time getting the ball across, and there's a two hands extended there for Bailey Mullahan, and we're going to get a foul called. They'll allow the shoulders a lot of times, but once those arms get extended, they're going to whistle it. See there with Coughlin working her hips in too. I think you box out. St. Albert not having to get overly aggressive right now, and part of that is it might be part of the reason for the extended offensive possession for Denver too, as they sit back a little bit more and pack it in on defense. Of course, with a 2-0 lead, you can do that. Back to the middle. Livingston trying to chase this one down. Denver with Juergens in a foot race. She wins it, but just gets right ahead to St. Albert. Coughlin, and she gets her arms extended as well. "14 minutes left, and normally we'd say it's a tough lead for Denver to overcome, but we saw St. Albert score 4 goals in 4 minutes and 50 seconds in the quarterfinals. Livingston to the middle with Sims. Connection with Livingston as she cuts through, but then Sims loses control. They've worked that quite a bit today. Now putting some balls in the back end, and Denver's defense is back, so nobody offsides. Is foot put into it, and
so Denver's starting to draw some fouls of their own here, and hopefully they can start to take some of these free kicks to their advantage.
Set things up right now. You see Shepard there in the middle of the field, and mentioned it earlier, but she has got Piper Pellet just everywhere she goes, trying to match that athleticism. Here's a touch from Mullahan, turns herself to the side, pushes it across, and Darrington's there once again.
Yeah, great movement from Darrington, just sitting right in that open spot that the shot had to come from.
Gomez up the right side, but nobody there for the Cyclones. And ball, I thought they were just sending it out of bounds, but actually that's going to be a corner kick. That was kind of a lackadaisical move there for St. Albert. Haven't seen much of that today. They've been very calculated with everything they've done, but at the time I think the ball just got away from them a little bit.
And that's going to be Shepard stepping up to take the set piece, the corner kick, see if they can get something a little bit closer. They failed to really get a good ball in so far. That looks much better as an opportunity from the backside.
And ball still there and now cleared. Pushed ahead, now trying to get the ball into transition. On the counter, but Denver takes it back. I was trying to take a peek at the pre-kick movement because we've seen sometimes you see a crosser come around from the back end, but everybody's kind of cutting straight towards the goal. Very physical there, though, in front of the goal. Now St. Albert on the move. Sims pushes one ahead. Livingston squares it up, goes to the left foot. Back to the middle, ball's in front of the goal. Sims can't put it in. She's there again. And it is.
I think there was a handball. But is it going to call offsides?
Well, the flag was up. So Denver will have the kick. I'm not sure what the complaint's about at the moment. Denver back on the attack. Here they go with Shepard in the middle. Numbers back, though, for St. Edmund to get it ahead. Mullahan tries to sneak one through. Shepard streaks through from nowhere into the back of the net. And Denver has made it a 1-goal lead with 10.5 minutes to go. Mullahan left that ball perfectly out in front of Shepard, and she put that ball buried in the back of the net with no doubt.
Yeah, Shepard started that attack out, dropped it off to one of the other forwards, Mullahan, and Mullahan just took it right back to her. I think we called that out in the first half on what we kind of expected that to look like, and that was exactly what we looked like. And Shepard, shoot, score, ready to go, 2-1.
Shepard with her 4th goal of the tournament. Got her streaking in from that midfielder spot, and just like that, we've got a 2-1 game with 10.5 minutes to go. And just like that, back the other way on the attack. Ball left there for Livingston. Back to the middle. Net's open, and they say she was past the end line. Actually, another offsides? No, goal kick there. She was past the end line. So Denver now pressing. 10 minutes to go. Pellet. Now to Denton. Again, these short, calculated passes from St. Albert. Took the 2-0 lead. They put it on their defense ever since. Denver, though, trying to make a comeback. Shepard showed off her athleticism. Let's see what happened there.
Offsides?
Another offsides. We are completely blocked from the ref down here on the side, so we don't see when things go up. Denver now trying to make a run up the left side. Denton knocks it away. And now Brandow. Brandow trades places. Now to Coughlin, and then push up the right side, and they're going to let that ball just sit down there and roll out of bounds. With 8:50 to go. Fun finish incoming for this one, as that ball never gets back in. Brandow will take the throw now, and a substitution, and still more than 5 minutes remaining, so they'll not stop the clock.
Shepard refuels there as on the brief break there. So that ball never went inbounds, so it's going to go all the way back to the point of the throw-in.
So Brandow will have quite a bit of field position gained there.
Yeah, about maybe 20 yards there.
Good look in the middle. Larmy squares it up, tries to slide one through to Denton. Larmy. Oh, I love how she settled again, and it's just over top of the goal.
Yeah, nice job settling that ball down, skimming it over her to her left foot, and took the shot.
That ball, though, turned right back over to St. Albert. Boy, they know exactly what they want to do with it, getting over on the wing to Shepard, to Coughlin. They're content with letting Coughlin just settle around. Coughlin, though, that ball was deflected, and I believe you're going to get a corner out of this, and they do. Another channel corner.
And we got Coughlin's down.
Good bit of sportsmanship. I think she's cramping up, holding that.
Oh, yeah, very well could be, yeah.
Great
She grabbed it. She grabbed it right away.
Rom was right there to help her out and make sure she was okay. Is going to bring the trainer in, but I think that's just a cramp at the moment. I say just a cramp. I've suffered through plenty of those. And when you're cramping up, it sure feels like nothing else matters.
Yeah. Feels like that muscle's ripping off the bone or something. Yeah, it hurts so bad.
So they work that right calf right now. And I don't think we're going to get to the point today where we'll be taking water breaks at the 20-minute mark, but the officials do give them a moment right here with 7:29 to go as they are going to stretch out a little bit. And you can certainly understand a sport like this with all the quick bursts of movement why a calf would cramp up.
Yeah, absolutely. And that shot, she was kind of sliding as she took that shot, and she immediately grabbed for that right calf right away. Hopefully that's it. She has not gotten up yet. So I think, Andy, what we're going to see kind of in this, how much time's left on the clock?
7.5 minutes.
7.5 minutes. Is that front offensive line of the Denver Cyclones is going to have to make something happen, but it's also going to expose their midfield defense and their back line. And St. Albert has shown all day with these precise pinpoint passes that they could get up that field in a hurry and under control and make some things happen really, really quickly. So it's going to be an interesting dichotomy of those two things happening in this final little stretch of the game to see what happens here. Can that offense of Denver overwhelm and get things going, or can that ball control offense that the Saints have settle things down and try to get another goal to put some more distance between them and the Cyclones?
So it will be a corner kick coming up from the Saints. Greta Livingston to take it.
And Coughlin did look good coming off the pitch there. It looks like she's going to be able to continue.
Ball driven low and knocked out by Denver. Here we go, Shepard.
Gonna look to see if she can
she's going to start to try to pull
here.
away right now. Denton shadowing her. Shepard running out of some space right now as they push her out towards the wing.
Wisely, the Saints had somebody deep there as well.
Shepard goes to the left foot. And Darrington there to knock it down. Ball sent around and once again sent right over towards us.
So a little formation change for Denver. They popped Shepard back up to the top of the key there for their offense. She's going to be the lone forward, the single forward. As we're going to get a couple substitutions, it's going to be Coughlin going back into the game as well as Hughes.
Hughes on the defensive part for the defensive footwork, and Coughlin for what she's done at the midfield. And Coughlin probably just took a little shot of pickle juice and ready to grill once again. And they're going to stop the clock right now as we are working our way towards that 5-minute mark. Hughes all the way across the field, and it will be goal kick. They go right to Hughes. Right now, you might be thinking with under 6 minutes to play, whoa, we just about lost our tent. I'm going to hold my hand on that one for a little bit. Got a little updraft as the ball sent over top of the goal. MacGyvering a few things together here in this wind today. Already lost one of our monitors as it blew down and shattered. The joys of calling sports outside. Denton up the left side for St. Albert. Pushes it across the middle. On the run, Sims. Ball knocked away by the Cyclones. Once again, that was Gleason. Now a battle for it, Brandow. And cleared out over here.
Shepard Shark in there. She gets that ball.
Shepard goes to her left foot. Shepard in the clear. Here she goes. The equalizer for Shepard with 4:50 to go. To the far post. Addison Shepard's been quiet all day till the last 10 minutes. All on her own, showing the moves and the speed.
First score from that attacking midfielder. Took a pass and scored on that one, but that one she was up on the forward spot, took it completely herself, shot to the far goal post and puts it in.
Boy, these games are just never over. It was 2-0 with 10.5 minutes to play. And just like that, we are tied up at 2 with 4:50 to go. And now St. Albert kind of wondering what happened. I'm not so sure we've seen the last out of Addison Shepard's left foot. Tried to sneak one ahead to her once again. They've got her marked right now by Ryan. Little change has been made there. They had Denton following her around for so much of that first half. St. Albert, though, late game situations have been clutch. See how they elect to play this. Coughlin makes a move. She's taken down, and the referee actually says play on. Larmy up the left side, sends one to the center. Sims comes after it, and it's knocked out of there by Denver. Ooh, Larmy took a spill as she was going after the ball with no one around her. She was ready to send that ball towards the goal.
She got hurt, I think. She's went down on the far side there. That's Coughlin with the ball. Larmy still down.
Coughlin slides down. She's holding her leg. Wow. Just Shepard. Like that, Shepard gets shoved from behind, and the referee's going to give a set piece for the Cyclones.
Is it going to be a penalty shot here?
No, it was outside the box.
It was, but it may have been a scoring opportunity. So he's going to go over and talk to his. He's going to go over and talk to his referee on the far side and see what this call is. Because if she's attacking a scoring opportunity, could be a penalty kick as well. So this will be an interesting call and what they're going to say here.
We're going to wait for the ruling from the official.
That's Robert Kerwood striding to the field here. Whether he's going to give a card here. It's going to be a card. It's going to be a red. Card.
That is going to go at Sophia Denton, so she will be done. Shepard now to take the shot from outside. There is a player down still. There was 2 players that had gone down, but it was a decided advantage for Denver, so the referee let it play on as you should.
So I misspoke there. It's not a penalty. It doesn't lead to a penalty shot, but it's a red card. So when in that scoring position, it could go straight red rather than having the build up from the yellow to the red. It can be a straight red, and that's exactly what he called. So I liked what Robert Kerwood did there, is went over and talked to his AR. They discussed it, came over, emphatically made the decision. I think it was a correct decision, but this is also going to lead to a very, very dangerous set piece here, as Shepard's going to step up and try to knock in a hat trick here and see what she can do.
Well, and players have come out now for St. Albert as well. Shepard lines this one up with 3:35 to go. Watch for this pre-kick movement for Denver. Everybody coming in from the left side.
She's going to go right on goal here.
Shepard tries to actually slide it through. She tried to connect over here on the left side with Rahm, and the stop made by Darrington. 3.5 minutes to go. A little bit of excitement in this one. Everything you'd want out of a state semifinal, and now free kick coming up for St. Albert. Thanks to Taylor MacGyver Anderson for keeping our tents driven in here so far. Just enough of an updraft coming through that get a little nervous when you see the legs of the tent start to lift off the ground. Hughes takes the shot, cleared by the Cyclones, and now Shepard. Man, when she's got the ball on her foot, it's dangerous. Shepard, she's got a player coming in from the left side right now with Juergens, takes it herself. Mullahan, little stop and go. Boy, Shepard's hanging out right in the middle, and it's cleared by St. Albert. They just want to get that ball out of the middle of the field every opportunity they get. Now Denton making a run up the side. Larmy, stop and go move. Larmy playing 1-on-5 though, waiting for, she cuts the middle, still has a good look, and actually that wasn't Larmy, that was Sims.
Yeah, that was Sims.
Ball sent across. Livingston's already got a goal on the day to the middle, cutting through. That's Denton. Denton to Sims. Sims with some space to the left foot, and it's just wide left. Under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, formation-wise, the Saints have dropped Coughlin back to the back line, so she is not in the midfield anymore right now. She's in the back line trying to help out with Shepard, as she's going to step up and play more of her position right now.
Sends one ahead to Livingston. Livingston with some space, had a one-on-one and nicely defended by McEwen. Up the left side it goes, and it's going to go out of bounds. Actually, no, yeah, it is out of bounds. There it goes up. So we are down to 75 seconds to go.
Yeah, so Coughlin definitely drop it back to a center back position as the Saints try to keep it in, but it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Cyclones.
Last opportunity here for Denver in regulation before we head to the golden goal. Miscommunication there as it's knocked away. Denver, though, gets it back with McEwen. Slides one through. Good look here up the side, and that's going to be handball. Denver's going to try to play it in quickly with 40 seconds to go. They've got the ball on the offensive end. Coach Eagle wants things set up right now. Mullahan sends one towards the middle, and nobody there for the Cyclones. Mullahan's got it again. 15 seconds to go. Mullahan across, and I don't think we're going to have time for a final goal to be scored in this one. Is Gomez up the right side, last chance. Gomez tries to clear it to the middle. The Shepard, the ball is, look there, Shepard takes a swing at it. And I'm not sure, I thought we were out of time here, and we are. There it is. Our clock on the board was a couple seconds off. As we are heading to overtime. Doesn't get much better than this. 2-2 Denver on the heels of a big comeback off the left foot of Addison Shepherd. We'll take a quick break as the teams regather and be back. You are watching the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better. Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Overtime for our first game of the day. Council Bluffs St. Albert is out to a 2-0 lead just 3 minutes into the second half, and Addison Shepherd, with 10.5 minutes to go, scored to make it 2-1, and then scored another one to tie it up with 65-50 mark of this one. And that is where we stand as we head towards the golden goal right now with 10 minutes on the clock to go with the second half. We'll take one more break. That's a look at your Sukup scoring recap, and we'll be back with the second half. Right after this, you're watching the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one.
These Mulhan girls, are they volleyball players too? There was a set of twins that played for
There
Denver,
was.
wasn't there?
Eddyville Blakesburg, I think, was the twins, wasn't it?
No, not them.
There,
There was another set of twins because they moved from someplace.
Okay.
From
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better. Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ten minutes on the clock, and the first goal will win it as Denver takes it first. Austin, we talked during the break, Denver, well, both these teams actually no strangers to success in girls sports, but Denver were the Class 2A state volleyball champions this year, and the Mullahans were a big part of that. McEwen a big part of that team as well, as we were down there watching, and these Cyclones trying to complete the comeback right now with just over 10 minutes to go. They trailed 2-0, and they've actually, this will make things interesting, they've flipped sides that the teams are going to right now. So Gomez turns the corner, the official's flag goes up, said Gomez was out of bounds.
And the ball does have to go completely over the line to be out of bounds. So I know Coach Eagle was not liking that call, but I think it was accurate.
So back through the middle right now, Sims up the left side now to Denton.
And good to see Larmy back in the game too. She had a cramp there towards the end of the game and just got in for the last minute or so of the match.
Larmy's in. Is Coughlin in? Yeah, Coughlin's back in. She's back on the defensive side. Larmy with a move with a touch to the outside, but taken away. Now Mullahan with her back to the goal, kind of setting up in that midfielder spot from 75 yards away right now. But Mullahan makes the turn. Pushes one ahead to Gomez up the right side. It's a foot race between her and Meyer. Gomez wins it, and it's knocked out of bounds. That'll be a corner kick for the Cyclones.
Looks like called gold kick.
Oh, they did? I thought it went off of Meyer.
Well, maybe he did. It looked like he pointed at the goal.
Yep. They've got Mullahan, Bailey Mullahan coming down to...
I thought I saw the center ref pointing at the goal there, but I was incorrect.
And I did not. It's Bailey Mullahan to take this corner.
A throw-in? It was
a
throw-in.
Okay, it was on this side. Okay, again, we got a lot of
So that's what I saw, him giving the direction of the throw-in, so that makes much more sense. I was like, I swear I saw him look right at the goalkeeper and go that way. Sims with some space.
Sims in the open field. Sims 1-on-2. She's got Denton coming up the left side. Tries to link up with her. Passes it to herself, and the ball's knocked out of bounds.
And that's will
be a corner kick. Kind of expected her to link up with Denton here up the left side as they started to condense. And now heading down to take that corner will be...
Looks like Coughlin.
That is Coughlin. And this is... We've seen a lot of kicks go behind the goal from this spot, so that wind might just have a little bit of a pushing it off the back edge of the pitch. As Coughlin's going to have to drill this one, though, because that wind is in her face. She does put a nice ball up into it, and that is over top of the goal again. Just like we've seen a lot of balls down there do that. 3 minutes into overtime. The first goal will win, the golden goal.
Yeah, neither of these teams mess around with any of these getting the ball back into play pieces. Yeah, they do not mess around.
A lot of it relying on individual athleticism to free some things up. Coughlin controls it here, pushes it over across the right side. It was Livingston who's got a goal today. She was the one that put St. Albert up 2-0. Now Shepard she is up to 38 goals on the season. Incredible number for the Cyclones. If she can get to 39, they will win this game. Looks like we're also going to overtime behind us as well in the other 1A semi. A couple other NICL teams. Austin, you and I very familiar with the NICL from our formative years.
Absolutely.
Applington, Parkersburg, and Hudson back there. St. Albert on the throw-in, streaking in to try to take it away was McEwen. And St. Albert advances it up the crowd side. Overtime number 1 is going fast Again, any goal wins it. They'll play up to 2 10-minute periods before they move on to PKs. Sent ahead. Meyer and Gomez have had some battles here in this second half. Denver pushes it ahead. They're going to try to connect up over there with Shepard, but again, she is marked right now. That defensive adjustment that you talked about earlier with Coughlin on her. Denver to take the throw in. The left side, Mullahan. Taken away. Denver's got it. Nice move sent back towards the middle. Here's Gomez. Back up over the top and headed out of there by St. Albert. Now Mullahan squares up and it's taken away. Denver going to try to set some things up here. Ball sent towards the goal and up over the top. Cramps looks like maybe starting to be a little bit of a factor here, as that was Bailey Mullahan over the top. She was rubbing her calf a little bit.
Yeah, I think
Grace Mullahan also rubbing the calves a little bit.
Aubrey Juergens over there was slowly getting up.
So the goal kick to be taken right now by Darrington, who kept a clean sheet for 70 minutes. Cutting through right now, sent towards the goal, and there's Darrington once again. And Austin, you and I have both spent some time in front of that goal on both sides, and it's not as true of hop as you get on the artificial turf that a lot of these teams on play during the regular season.
Yeah, if there's one spot in the field that is a little bit more chewed up in on these great fields that the Iowa State has provided the Union to play on here, it's that spot there. So there are some opportunities there for freaky bounces and not knowing where those are going to go.
3.5 to go. Here in overtime number 1, and there's a solid contact made there by Grace Mullahan. Bailey Mullahan on the touch. Pushes across over here to Gomez. Ball sent towards the goal. Shepard behind, and it's taken away, cut off. Good defense right there by Maeve Ryan. Denver, though, has definitely been on the attack after getting down 2-0. A little bit of a wake-up call. Oh, just like that, though, coming back the other way is Denton, the future Texas Longhorn runner. Denton leaves one on the left side for Sims. Back to Larmy. Larmy works her way to the box, goes to the left foot, and it's plucked out of the air by Murch.
Definitely had some bend on it there. I thought maybe something might happen, but Murch played it beautifully.
Well, especially with this wind, he can get some bend on it. Ooh, they were just trying to set something up, maybe do a little probing, and they end up turning the ball back over to Denver. Look at Shepard's speed as she closes over to the side. Keeps the ball in play for Denver. Back up top, Mullahan, who's playing more of a midfielder's role right now. Swings it over to the right side, changing up the angles to Gomez. Gomez has it taken away by Denton. Under 2 minutes to go. Denton up the left side. Gomez closing. Back to the middle. Here's Sims. Sims with some space.
Laramie's right there. They can slide that ball through. And a little bit behind her.
Ends up going to herself. Sims squares it up, tries to make a cut. Ball still in front of her. She uses her body quite a bit. Tries to poke it through to Larmy. Ball comes back the other way, and there's Coughlin. A lot of contact right there. Referee says it's going to go to St. Albert. Quick throw in. Time winding down here in the first overtime. 9 minutes into it. Ball sent towards the middle. Sims grabs it out of the air with her foot. Back the other way, Denver, nobody home. As Coughlin had to check quick and see if Shepard was making a run or not, because Shepard, you can feel her breathing down your neck as you're making that run on defense. And you better make sure that she's not there because she'll get there in a hurry.
I think Coughlin made that mistake earlier just a few minutes ago on a play where she thought she was free and clear, and then Shepard came screaming down and was able to get the play.
Referee says play on, pushing it across. Larmy slides it in. Sims right now. Denton's got to stay on sides. Sims goes to the left foot, sends it towards the goal, and Murch with another save.
Murch just casually plucks that one out of the air.
Under 10 seconds to go, and we look like we're going to be heading towards another 10 minutes of play. Hughes, as Denton sends it towards the middle. Larmy, it's cleared. And that's going to do it. End of overtime number 1. 10 more minutes going on the clock. 90 minutes in, and we can't come up with a winner yet. We'll be back with more soccer after this. This is only game 1 of the day. We got a lot incoming here on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better. Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
"90 minutes wasn't enough, so we'll play 100. See if we can come up with a winner. See if anybody can score a goal here right now. It is golden goal in overtime as the teams have flipped sides once again. As St. Albert now will be heading to the north. So keeping us on our toes here right now as well. Trying to connect through the middle. It seems like Denver just operating with much more sense of urgency here after they got down 2-0. A little more pep in their step. Molahan tries to slide one through, and Coughlin right there and sends it back towards the offensive end. Battle down there initially, and McEwen ends up hitting it out of bounds. Another quick throw in right now. Here's Larmy. Larmy cuts the middle, sends one towards the goal.
Oh.
Some bend on it again with that left foot. We had in front of us here, I think Greta Livingston was ready to celebrate that ball. Great look at it from where we were. Saw that curvature coming, especially the wind behind it. The combination of a left footer on the right side and then the wind bending it back as well. That was a lot tougher ball than it looked like for Murch to stop. Already a minute into our second overtime period. If we don't have a winner after this, we'll be heading to PKs. They tried to slide one through
They do
to
get it
Juergens.
through. Do get it through.
Here's the
Shepherd.
cutter. Shepherd to the
Watch
left
out.
foot, over top of the net. Just under it. Livingston back in the game. She's got a goal today for St. Albert. St. Albert has been very deliberate about those goal kicks today. They want to maintain possession. They didn't want to give a chance to create some space for those athletes from Denver. A lot of track runners here for both teams out there as well. And that'll be a throw in for the Cyclones. Mullahan. Shepherd gives chase. Tries to turn the corner, stays on her feet as a ball out of bounds. Bad angle for us over there, but judging by the player's body language, it'll be a goal kick for St. Albert. Now, if we get to that PK period, keep in mind that is something that does not happen during the course of the season. As the change 2 years ago, we played at ties. Now St. Albert. Sims.
Oh.
Larmy, she's on sides, cuts the middle. Larmy tries to make a move, and she is, they say play on.
Ton of
Referee
contact
lets
there.
it go. It's just a call you don't want to make at this stage of the game. Back to the middle. Move on the left side there with Brandow. Ball stays there. She keeps going. Back to Sims. Ball has some nice spin on it. Livingston tries to push it ahead. Larmy tries to turn the corner, and the ball's safe by McEwen. Hughes back to Livingston. She wants to get that ball to the middle, but no one else in this half space over here. Now Hughes with a look at it. Pushes it ahead. Larmy to the middle, and it's knocked out once again by Denver. That was Ricketts. Almost 4 full minutes into overtime. Second overtime, I should say. Now Denver, look out. Gomez up the right side. She's trying to keep Shepherd on sides, and quick move. Now Gomez gets it back. Gomez works her way into the half space. Back up top. Shepherd, the one-timer, is just wide.
Yeah, Denver had numbers there. They were right to keep pushing that one up. 3-on-2. Trying to spread the defense out.
See on the replay, just to the wide right. Great look, though, for Denver as they flip the field. Got into a counter. Little touch there as ball drilled off the stomach of Livingston. She's going to feel that one. Right in front of us. Livingston still doubled over at the moment. She'll have to take the throw in and lift the ball above her head as she's holding her stomach. Larmy on the touch, back to Hughes. Livingston, they play a little triangle here, trying to push one across to Sims. It gets through. Sims trying to turn. Man, she's quick.
Yeah.
Makes the move, turns the corner. Sims keeps possession, still wiggles her way through, still has it. Sims slides one through. There's Larmy to the left foot, and it's wide left. Some shots, not super threatening, but just enough right now. These aren't, I'm not going to call them bad shots because they're close to target, but you got to take the opportunities when you can get them. You just don't have time to settle in a whole lot against these two defenses.
Yeah, the other 1A game is heading into the second overtime as well.
Good, because we've got to head to that field later, and we've got to have a break to eat at one of the food trucks before we head over there. We've got DCG and North Polk next on that field in Class 2A. Larmy slides one through, making a run. There's Denton, goes to the left foot, taken down, and they say play on. We go to the corner. Another channel corner kick. Denton cut through. That would have been an unlikely hero to this one. Lily Denton, the state track record holder.
I think it's one of the few times we've had a corner kick from that corner here.
Yeah, and they've got the wind,
half, right?
the wind at their back at this corner. It's actually a great spot.
This
you don't want to get as much into it.
Just kind of chip this one up into the air and let that wind carry it in and see if we can get something dangerous into the box.
Hughes.
Got 4 people in the goalie box.
Hughes gets underneath it, probably pushes things out a little bit more than she wanted to. And now a race to the ball. Mullahan going after it in a foot race with Brandow. Muscling their way through. Who else? Coming away with it was Coughlin.
Laramie with a shot. Easily covered Murch. Steps right up confidently with the save.
Under 3 to go. It's been St. Albert peppering Murch here in this second overtime period, but she has risen to the challenge. Livingston now trying to turn the corner in a battle with Juergens. Juergens comes away with it. Oh, if she could have slid that by, she had Shepard one-on-one. Now St. Albert on the counter. They try to reset things. Coughlin distributes to the middle, and it's knocked away. Look out, here's Shepard. She's going to make a quick turn. No, she gives it up. They try to lay one out for her to go make a run, and coming up the right side's Gomez, and it's knocked out of there by Coughlin, and that's why she's been moved back there. 2 minutes to go.
That stayed in bounds over there. I thought for sure that was going out of bounds, but Saints taking it up the field.
Ball up the left side. Denton looking to send one to the middle. Making a run in the middle. There's Livingston. Drawing some attention. Tries to wheel around, and it's left of target with 92 seconds to go. That wind is picking up. Challenge shot there for Denver out of the goal. Looks like Hudson has won their game in double overtime over there. Now St. Albert, Coughlin. She might try to make this run on her own. Nope, pushes one through. Tries to connect with Larmy, and it's good defense over there. We've seen Ricketts kill a lot of rallies. Coughlin slides one through. She's got 50 seconds for Livingston to do something with it. Livingston to the cutter. Larmy. And the ball safe for Denver. Juergens pushes it ahead and slides through. Look out! Shepard pushes it ahead. Shepard on the goalie, and Shepard is going to push it wide right of target with just 30 seconds to go before we head to the PKs. A great opportunity for the Cyclones.
Yeah, Shepard gives a thumbs up back to number 22, Juergens, who had set her up nicely for that opportunity. One final shot here maybe for the Cyclones.
Sent there, and we are going to head to PKs. Our first one of this tournament, Austin. I don't think any games have actually gone to PK yet.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
So we will go there because 100 minutes has not been enough to determine a winner between St. Albert and Denver. They're going to each pick their top 5 shooters. We'll take a break and be back with the most exciting overtime in sports after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better. Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
And we are back as the captains come together right now with Coughlin, Denton.
I mean, Andy, I was looking, think about this. I mean, you don't have very many PKs, obviously, at all this year until we get to this situation. I was kind of looking over the rosters of each, like who gets the advantage. You have 3 strong goal scorers for the Saints with Sims, Laramie, and Coughlin. Scored a ton of goals. But then you flip-flop over to the Cyclones, and they just got obviously we got Shepard with a ton of goals. We got Bailey Mullahan and Grace Mullahan with them, but then there's a ton of other scorers all throughout the lineup here. So you get 5 people, to match up 5 to 5. Whose advantage does that go to? You got a lot of people that scored goals for the Cyclones and a lot of goals scored by 3 for the Saints.
Well, heading out there right now, it is going to be the Saints taking the first shot.
So let's kind of get a rundown of who we got. So we got both of the Mullahan sisters out there for the Cyclones. We've got Emily Mullert. We've got 21. We've got Alexis Milder.
And, of course, Shepard.
And then Shepard, yeah. And then heading out for the Saints is going to be Coughlin. It's going to be Sims.
Larmy. Denton. And Pellet, yep.
And so these guys will go back-to-back, 1v1, all the way to 5. And then after that 5th person's gone, if we haven't scored since then we'll go a 1v1 until we get somebody gets ahead by 1 and wins the match.
Huge advantage to the offensive team right now with these PKs. If you haven't watched much soccer before, it is incredibly difficult for a goalkeeper to stop a PK if that's on target. You breaking it down, you pretty much have to guess right as a goalkeeper right now.
Absolutely. It's a 50-50 situation if they put it on frame. That's the other thing is that it's, put them into a pressure situation right now. Can we put it on frame? You'll from the Pee-wees to the pros, the World Cup going right now, they miss these goals each and every time. So it's going to be some pressure here as we see Coughlin going to try to set the stage here for the Saints as being the first goal kicker.
Any save or missed shot is huge right now. As Coughlin.
So Coughlin versus Murch to start things out.
Coughlin and
scores.
The tips of the fingers. Coughlin played that pretty conservatively, as I think you do as a leadoff for that.
And Murch got a hand on it, so she's got to gain a little bit of confidence, meaning she made the right choice, but just was not able to get a stop on that. We'll have Bailey Mullahan stepping up here for the first kick, first attempt for Denver.
1-0 right now in PKs from 12 yards away. Mullahan. And that's one of those situations where you're just trying to guess right now.
Yep,
and
guess right.
You'll see some players take a little stutter as they go up there, but that can lose a lot of your momentum as well, as now Larmy jogs across. 1-1.
So I think we're going to see our 3 main goal scorers for each team probably be the first 3 up on both sides. And then we're going to see who's going to come up after that to see if they can keep the streak going here.
PKs in the state semifinals. Here's Larmy. She pushes it right as well and had Murch frozen.
Yep.
I thought Larmy was going to pull it across her body. She kind of flipped her hips at the last second. Looked her off. I wonder if there's any communication between these goalkeepers as they walk back and forth across each other. I imagine they're pretty dead focused on what they.
Well, there easily could be.
What they're doing.
There easily could be.
Right beside each other.
So this is Emily Mullert, I think number 12, stepping up right here. 6 goals on the season.
I'm not sure if we'd have a chance right now to show both teams are set up along the sidelines, ready to rush the field whenever they win this right now. Mullert trying to knot this one up. Mullert, and that is...
It's a save.
A save. That is a save. It stayed just outside the box. That's a huge save for Darrington.
Well, there's no real reaction there from the goalkeeper. She was just kind of like, she stopped it, and
got a
with
signal
depth perception-wise,
yeah,
from our vantage point, it's just not really able to see where we're at here. Now this is going to be Sims stepping up. This is going to be a huge kick right here if they could get this one in for St. Albert.
Sims is off target, and just like that, it's still 2-2. Or excuse me, still 2-1. Still 2-1.
2-1?
2-1. Yep. With Denver now a chance to tie it up, and with 2 shooters to go.
That's
Denver
Shepherd.
has 3.
Yep, Shepherd stepping up right here, trying to knot it up.
Denver has 3 shooters to go. As Shepherd has 38 goals on the season and puts that one in easily. Both teams have liked that right side.
So we're knotted up again. We got Lily Denton stepping up as the 4th shooter for the Saints.
Denton trying to create one more big memory in her Iowa high school prep career. She gets some instructions. Big shot right here for St. Albert to keep pressure on the Cyclones. Denton got under it. It almost looked like her foot caught the grass a little bit as she lined it up.
So great opportunity here for the Cyclones to take the lead in the PKs. Two people still left to go for the Cyclones. Just 1 left for St. Albert.
This is Milder coming down to take the shot. Milder on the season has 5 goals.
Is that Jurgens? Is it
21? 21 or 22?
It's 21. You're right. 21.
There it is. Milder. Yep. So she lines it up against Darrington. And she's wide left.
Wide left.
So we go to our final kicker, knotted up at 2.
This is going to be Piper Pellet for the Saints. So we're still tied with kicker left for each club.
Officials everybody writing in their little books right now to keep track. Pellet. Murch for Denver, trying to make the save here. And Pellet off the crossbar.
So here's the opportunity for the Cyclones. Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Hold up.
No, that's what they say. Denver rushes like they want it, but they still have to kick to win.
Yeah,
it's 2-2.
There's still 1 left.
That was a big stop, though. Denver was celebrating. They thought they had won, but they have to get their 5th kicker yet.
Still have 1 left.
All the officials are in agreement right now that Denver still has to take their 5th kick. Even their coach is out to say they have to get 1 more. So they were out celebrating, thinking they had won. Hold on right now. Now the officials need to come together. What's the explanation here? Denver has won? Even the coach for Denver was out thinking they had one more. Maybe that goal did not go in down there. Did the goal that we thought was in not go? Did that go in, the one that we thought was blocked?
I don't know. I'm confused.
It had to have been. Well then. Well, Denver.
Denver wins.
That caught us off guard. That was one of the least dramatic finishes we've had in a PK, but that goal that we thought was good must not have been good. Because even our official over here thought it was in at the time.
Or the save. That save.
Or the save, the one that we thought
yeah.
was a save early on. So we've got an all-NICL final tomorrow here at Girls State Soccer as Denver will play Hudson. Well, that's an interesting finish. Denver battles all the way back with 10 minutes to go, just over 10 minutes to go. They trail 2-0. And they come back off the foot of Addison Shepard to tie it up, and they win it. Austin, it's been fun, but we got to make a shift to another field right now and call another game. So we'll turn it over to watch Council Bluffs St. Albert accept their semifinal trophy.
Presenting the winners of the IGHSAU, Aaron Burlick and Tyler Moe. Congratulations to head coach Chris Hughes and the Saints on an outstanding 2026 soccer season. Saturday at 9 a.m. Now we would like to recognize today's
There you see it, a very happy Denver Cyclone squad. Austin Oliver, I'm Andy Pollack. Thanks again to the Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the 2026 Girls State Soccer Tournament as sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union.